everybody, I wanted to get us an introduction to how that we're going to move this class completely online. So as of the time that I'm recording this, the university hasn't officially said that we're going totally online, but from what I understand, we're going totally online. We're not going to meet face-to-face again for the rest of the semester. So how are we going to do that? To ease this transition, I posted a file on Blackboard. If you go to Blackboard and you click on Syllabus and Updates, you'll notice that the syllabus has been revised, and there's a doc file called COVID-19 Course Changes. That doc file is this, and it lists how all of the elements of the class are going to change, if at all, and yeah, so how we're going to make this transition. The syllabus has been updated to account for the fact that, we had a second spring break, and so this has forced everything to be pushed down in terms of access. So let's go through this doc file and go through the about 5 or so items that are going to change and how it's going to look in the future. Firstly, what has the syllabus done? How have I updated that? Well, to account for the fact that we deleted an entire week, I've had to move everything down. So all I've done is simply copy and pasted, moved it all down. This means that all of the create a question assignment numbers have been pushed down too, right? You can see that they've all moved down. The consequence is that there is no number 14 anymore. As it says in this doc file, which is going to explain it all for you, everyone will get credit for create a question number 14. It just simply will not exist. So this afternoon or sometime later this week, I'll just go through and give everybody the full 2.5 credits. Every other point then, you still will have create a question assignments. You'll notice there are no more Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. There is no more 1, 2, or 3. Your numbers now are essentially gone. Instead, what I'm going to ask everyone to do, as it says here, is submit 2 questions based on the reading for that individual week. As it details in the updated doc file right here, it says in order to deal with that, there are no more numbers, no more 1, 2, or 3. Instead, you're going to base your readings on any material in that week, and they're due no later than the end of the week, which is Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So, for example, this week, week number 11, when we come back, will begin on Monday, March 23rd, and then it will end on March 29th. Because this is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The 29th will be Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Monday, which is March 30th at midnight, is the beginning of the next week. So week 12 will begin Monday the 30th, and week 11 ends on the 29th. This gives you a full week to read this material, create 2 questions based on this material, and upload it to Blackboard. The downside is that if any of you have worked ahead and submitted questions, you need to go back and move those. You can still use them, right? You just need to make sure that they're in the right folder now that the syllabus has been forced to be updated. Lectures. So lectures will appear on Blackboard in a video format. And there's a folder which will appear down here called Video Lectures. So all the lectures will take on this format. It'll be me hosting the slides, talking over them, and then providing you with the information just as if we were in class. These will then be uploaded to Blackboard, and then you can watch them at any time. And I'm working pretty far ahead, so you should be able to, if you want to, work ahead, you should still have that option. In fact, you might even be able to get very far ahead if you're so inclined. And yeah, so you'll be able to access those, download those anytime you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as you can get on the Blackboard. What was I going? So lectures, yeah. Oh, to help you with that too, I've also posted the PowerPoint slides. These are provided for you on Blackboard. So to help you out a little bit with this transition, if you go to Course Library, it says now Course Library and Slides. The very first item on top of this list are the lecture slides. So all the slides that for the material that we're going to cover through the rest of the semester, which is here with starting with the presidency, I've posted all of those going all the way down to the media chapter, right? That one's in there as well. Yeah, so all your slides are available for you. Finally, the last 2 points, the exams and the participation grade. So the exams are also going to have to go totally online. We have 2 more exams left, exam number 2 and exam number 3, the final. This is going to work by allowing you to take the exam via your phone or via computer. The way this will work is whenever the exam appears in a week, so like for example in week 13 here, exam number 2 will appear. So you'll go to Blackboard, you'll click on the exams tab, and inside you will find in the corresponding week, so when it's time, that exam will appear. When the exam appears, you will have an entire week to take the exam at your convenience. So it'll appear on April 6th on Monday, it'll close on the following Sunday, which is the 12th of April at 11:59 p.m. So you can take it anytime you want. You'll have access to it. You'll notice that if you click on the exam tab, as of the time of me posting this video, there's nothing in there except this exam template. As the instructions say here, the exam template is not an exam. It's just meant to make sure that your phone or internet browser, however you're going to take the test, it's compatible with the hosting software that I'm using, hosting site that I'm using for this exam. So if you click the link, it'll take you to this. And this is how your exams are going to look. You'll enter your name, it'll have instructions, and then it'll say something like this. There's going to be a number of questions per page. You're going to give a certain amount of time per question. So it's meant to be that you're not, you can't stop and come back. Whenever you sit down to take the exam, you're going to need to be able to complete it in one sitting. It's not going to take more than any normal exam. It's going to be the same format. It's going to be about 50 multiple choice questions, just like the first exam. 50 multiple choice questions, some short answer questions based on readings and lecture, and then optional bonus, right? So once you begin, it'll take you to just an example of what a multiple choice question looks like. It'll look like this, except it'll actually have text. And then here you can see that timer. Counting down how much time you have until the page automatically advances. This is part of the software here has automatic anti-plagiarism and anti-cheating capacity built into it. And part of that timer function is to ensure that people aren't simply stopping the test, coming back to it, days later or something like that, and then looking up the answers. So again, outside material is strictly prohibited, right? These are closed book, closed note exams. You may not use the internet. You may not insert any additional material, right? And there's, like I said, there's several checks in place to make sure that you're not doing that, so don't, right? So do that. Answers. Here's an example of how a short answer question will look. Here's the primer telling you about what happens if you don't enter any material. Type it in. In fact, it should be a lot easier than writing it out on an exam because you can probably type a lot faster. You can also increase the size of these text boxes, so you need more space, less space, something like that, right? And then you'll advance, and then there'll be an optional bonus page as well. For example, something like this. And then when you're done and you submit the final box, it'll say, did you encounter any problems? Let's assume I didn't. And then it'll say, thank you, we've got your exam, right? So it's pretty straightforward. It should be relatively easy, right? The format of the exams is not going to change really the design, I should say, but just how you're engaging in it will be the only thing that changes. So those, as I said, will appear in the exams tab. And that'll be both the second and final exams. Finally, participation. So we can't do participation, right? Just not going to work because there's no way can't call on anybody. So instead, here's what we're going to do. At the end of every week, there's going to be a discussion board topic. So after we discuss the presidency, after we discuss bureaucracy, all these different things, I'm going to post something on Blackboard, and it'll be located right here in the discussion board tab. And so you'll click on that. It'll have a post from me. I'll create a forum, and I'll start the discussion, right? Oh, so, okay, this is what I want you to talk about. And then what I'm expecting you to do is to reply to that post. One thing here I want to be key about, I said reply. Don't create a new thread. I want you to reply to my thread, right? Everyone's going to reply to my initial post. And it says you'll have 1 week to do it, right? So a week begins on Monday, as it says here. So like April 6th would be the beginning. April 12th, the following Sunday would be the end, right? So I want you to post no less than 150 words total per post. It's very short. It's like 150 words is like this. It's like not much text at all. It's a tiny amount. And you should cite your source, and it should be an original post not already discussed. So I want everybody to give me something unique, and there will be no late submission. So once that deadline is passed, the following Sunday, I'll close the discussion board. Everyone who submitted a discussion post will get participation credit. If you didn't, you lose credit, right? And yeah, that'll be it. And so what we'll do is I'll take those grades and I'll add them into your current participation grades. And so the ones that you did already will not go to waste. You'll still get that in-class participation credit. It'll be factored in. Yeah, so that's it. This should also allow you to get greater opportunity to work ahead because you'll have I'll post these lectures, these video lectures, usually pretty far in advance. The only limitation for timing is the exams. So the exams will open as indicated on the syllabus. So you'll have this exam number 2 will open on the 6th of April, close on the 12th. The final exam will open whenever finals week is. You'll have however many days to finish that one out. Otherwise, it looks pretty much the same in terms of course material, right? If you have any questions or any additional concerns, poke around Blackboard, see what you have here, read over this doc file description. I think it'll help you out a lot. Otherwise, I think it should be a relatively smooth transition and from what we were doing before to what we're doing now.